131.25. So we're moving on. We're trying to diagnose this problem. We did flip the battery around, and when we connected it, it was like really hot. So you can see the lead post like melting. So what I noticed is this line here, it is bolted to this fender, meaning this is grounded, and this needs to see a negative signal. And so that's okay. But this other fat cable here, it's feeding the fuse box, and the fuse box needs positive. So something is not right here, but we know this guy needs to go to the negative. So now the next thing is we follow these two cables. One of this is going to the chassis of the engine. So I'm assuming this needs negative, which is over here. Then this guy looks like he's going to the either the alternator or the starter or something. And so I'm assuming this guy needs positive, which is over here. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to turn on my multimeter that I borrowed. Not borrowed, but it is mine that I brought along. And then, Carl, you can just hold my phone for me. So this is a multimeter. So first of all, we're going to go to, most of the thing we're dealing here is going to be V with the straight line means the DC direct current. Mm-hmm. And the other thing we're going to do is continuity. So continuity means if the two things are one piece of metal, it will beep. So for example, I always test my leads. Maybe I'm low in batteries. All right, it beeps. Then I want to turn to here to see if I got a 12-volt battery. I saw it spark earlier and melt, so I'm sure it's full of energy. So there's a negative and there's a positive. So my battery is saying 10.7. So this is a low battery. Something here was draining its battery. It probably started out with like 12.3, but now it's going up. It's 12.4. Yeah, so 12 point something. So this is a good battery. Now we're going to go back to continuity. And then when I found this, these were together. Mm-hmm. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to touch one of these. Mm-hmm. Now, if this is one piece of metal all connected, it'll make a noise. All right. So if this piece of metal is connected to this fender, mm-hmm. then if I touch the fender and this thing is also touching the fender down there, then it's going to make a noise. So let's find something that has a battery, a ground. That's not making any noise. That's not making any noise. That is. We need to find something. All right, this one's making noise here. Here, this is a ground area, I believe. This is just making chassis to the engine mainly. Well, what happened to my noise? Okay, there it is. Well, I'm not making any noise, so let's go ahead and connect this all the way down to that source down there and see if it makes noise. Should have brought my headlamp. So this one's going to be connected to this.
I can go up and get you some more lighting if you need it.
No, that's okay. I can. These things come apart actually, but it's enough for me to see.
Okay.
So I'm going to connect this one to this one. This meter is kind of either low in battery or iffy. These things need to make a noise. Alright, so there's some issues here too. Alright. So this wire is definitely this wire I'm touching here. And so this wire is definitely ground. So this guy needs to go to ground. Now, we never had the original battery, so we don't know what side is the original size. But they should have looked up this car and said...
Yeah, and that's what
They
And
looked
then-
it up?
And when I went to, because I got it at Walmart, and when I went to when I got the replaced battery, I set the old battery and this battery side by side, and they were the same size.
Okay. But the problem was your original battery wasn't the original one.
No.
So that's so
Yeah.
you're comparing the non-original to yeah. So your standard would have been a book, looking up a 94 pickup, this size motor, and it would have been like, let's say group 37 whatever.
Yeah, we didn't do it. I just went to, and they said for 94 pickup block, these
Yeah.
are the batteries that you can use. And
So we can always go to O'Reilly's website and put in this car, and it'll tell you the correct part number or the group numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like this is like the part number W24R. So I think R is 24R, and R is like for reverse or something. So like here, this is a group 24F.
Mm-hmm.
And when you look up this car, it could be like 18 group or 24, whatever it is. So we'll find out if this is the right one from O'Reilly's website.
Okay.
Okay. So now I'm going to follow this big fat cable, and that fat cable is running all the way back there to like the starter, I believe. But like, so somewhere, yeah, so the starter needs a big fat cable. That makes sense. So this guy is definitely positive. Now the other thing we need to know is where our alternator is. And our alternator is over there. So there's going to be a fat cable from the alternator running to the battery too. All right. So there's my cable from the alternator. It's running here, and it's like it gets lost in translation somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So here we go. Let's fix your wiring. So now we're going to turn off our multimeter because we know that that other cable is ground. So we know that this guy is positive and that this guy is negative. So this guy should go over here.
Okay.
That guy over here. That guy stays where it is. Goes to positive. Now
But
the only
isn't that what we did initially?
no, because we had
We did the opposite?
We had a negative with a positive. Then we put both of this onto a positive. So it would be correct if we put here onto here, but take this guy out.
Okay.
Because this guy needs a negative.
Got it.
Okay. Now the other thing is, if we pop this guy, if we put this guy onto this guy and go straight to negative, we're almost correct. Except this guy, I'm assuming doesn't want to see a negative. This guy wants to see a positive, because all these fuses need to get positive. So I need to join this guy with this guy together, and both of these small cables, this one and this one, are going to join, and they're going to go.
But that I
They're
didn't.
gonna go to negative.
But I didn't change any of that so none of that changed prior to me changing the battery out, all the wiring and everything.
Oh, I see. Dang. Okay. So if that's the case, you are 100% sure you didn't change that.
I'm not smart enough to do all that.
All right, so we're gonna do that. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this directly to negative, and hopefully it doesn't fry anything. Man, my gut feeling really wants me to give this a positive signal, though.
I mean, theoretically, what makes sense?
That I
mean,
open this up and not
if
connect.
if we follow this and put this in, what's the worst thing could happen?
Well, things are starting to be smoky again.
But will it damage anything?
Well, you already did like damage already, so I don't know. Maybe
I mean, are we blowing
worse.
will we blow fuses or anything like that?
Well, these things are already protected with fuses. Okay, so this is what I can do. I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to test the power here with the power here. If they make noises, that means these guys are connected.
Yeah, I just got to figure out. Oh, here, I got tape too, so we can retape it.
Okay. So how is this joined? Just to tape?
Yeah. What I wanted to do is just get it running, and then I was gonna go and buy a cable from O'Reilly's or something like that. You think that would be the best thing to do? Just buy a, because this tape thing, you know, where as it heats up and everything, that case gets weak and loose.
Oh, no, it's fine. It's just that if you do, I'm gonna try to save it. So if you do it right, it really won't heat up. It's only if it's wrong it'll start heating up. And so this connection has always been like that together?
When I put that, when the thing fell apart, we went and bought a new,
A crimper?
yeah, and put that on there.
Now, how about this? Was this done by you?
No, that was already there.
Dang, why would they put a ground into with the red color? I think one of the faster way is to just go ahead and remove this 10 millimeter. And that might be faster than trying to separate these things. All right, so we're gonna shut the video out. That's what we're gonna do.